All right, boys, we're here with break number 616, so I apologize for the slight delay. Obviously, what was I going to say? I wanted to get the Bowman's Best pre-fill some. That way we could do a couple cases tomorrow. I'm going to post. Hopefully we can get 3 cases filled. I mean, that's the goal for me personally. I don't know what you guys think about that goal or not. I think it looks like we're for sure going to get 2, but I know there's some... The product has a really good checklist overall. I know it is a little top-heavy. When it comes to certain teams, like the Braves are by far... I think it's like the worst checklist the Braves ever had in anything. So obviously, like, I just combined them for with the Mariners, but over time I'm gonna adjust prices kind of to what other people are doing, because like I said, I think I'm one of the first people to, for lack of a better term, to market for the pricing. And I'm not sure that pricing's great or bad. I think kind of depends what single prices are. Like, I thought the Twins probably have the most solid checklist. Like, every autograph you're going to get other than DeAndrade is probably going to be a very solid autograph. There's other teams like the Dodgers have a lot of depth, have a lot of people, but they're not necessarily high-end guys. They're more like those middle-tier, lower-end prospects, but they have a lot of volume. So kind of like it's hard sometimes when you're pricing new product because you just don't know how the rest of the world is going to view the product. Like, I have an opinion, you have an opinion, everybody got an opinion, just like everybody got assholes, right? So hopefully, like I said, I think that those are relatively the most fair. I did adjust it a little bit over time. That's why I took about an hour and a half to make the price list. But we got Charm at City, Ben Baller to the card, Cal Ripken give him a nice start on all 12 of these Allen and Ginter Chrome boxes. Well, guys, last year I bought a case of this stuff, and I pretty much had to give it away for free, so I appreciate the fill, even though it took a couple days. I personally like Allen Ginter Chrome. I think it has a pretty good checklist this year. The Mariners checklist is kind of very, very makes the product top-heavy in general, so I appreciate Natalie taking the Mariners. I was actually really fearful when I was making the price list for this that the Mariners were going to have a very hard time to get filled. Because there's no guaranteed autographs, but you hit one of the 3 autographs, the spot's going to pay for itself, because even Randy Johnson is still, he still doesn't sign a lot, and he's, I mean, the 3rd best out of the 3 autographs, because Ichiro, obviously J-Rod, 2 autos. It does look, the Chrome this year actually does look pretty good to where you can kind of tell centering. Last year it was really hard to tell the centering. So that's always problematic, too. I'm not looking forward to sorting this with the mini cards, but it is what it is. I don't think every pack has mini cards. I think there's only X amount of mini cards in here, but that's like the bane of my existence for Allen and Ginter is the mini cards. They can just do away with those, I was going to say. I think I have the mini card. I know I see the top loaders. I have the sleeves somewhere for the mini cards. I'm going to sleeve them up afterwards, but I only see the top loaders. Unless we hit something nasty, then I'll go find the sleeves. Thought they were right over here, but it's just the top. Like, I still have like 12 top loaders from regular Allen and Ginter, which means the sleeves are somewhere to be found around the way, so we'll find them and go from there. I hope everybody's having a good night. Like I said, hopefully we get a lot of color in this. I've had a few people ask me about shipping. Some stuff has been sent out. There's still some stuff that needs to be sent out. My goal is to be fully caught up, even with Bowman's Best broken, and have Bowman Best shipped out by the weekend as well. So if you haven't received anything, just give me a shout. I'll either get you tracking or let you know, like, yeah, it's on its way. I apologize for the delay. Like, even right now, after I'm done breaking this, I literally took my lunch to break this. And I have to go back to work and write some documentation. So, it's been crazy. I had to, like, go in the other day when I was supposed to have off to do some sorting. It's just been, my job has been a shit show. I need to find a new one or quit it. We have Juan Soto to start us off for the Padres. And we're going to have the Baseball Lexicon Ace. I'm going to have Nola, Smith, Henderson, Aaron Judge. We're going to have a rookie Wander Franco. Looks like refractor. We're going to have Landon Donovan, Bobby Witt Jr., Ryan Mountcastle refractor. I have Jared Hart, Castillo, Marquez, Inside the Park, Mike Schmidt, Chris Bryant, Sendog, Byron Buxton on the green, 52 out of 99, going to the Minnesota Twins. And that's going to go to Austin Fishbach on the Buxton. Have Belkovic, Landsteiner, Alonzo, Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals on the refractor. We're going to have 11 out of 99, Hank Aaron to the Braves and Joseph Bryson. Put that to the side. We got C.J. Abrams, Flaherty, Yastrzemski. That's Carl Yastrzemski, not Mike Yastrzemski. Then we're going to have Baseball Lexicon, the Cycle, Rendon, Bichette, Palacios. We're going to have Donaldson, North, McCullers Jr., Devers. Inside the Park on the mini card for, I believe this is the Grand Canyon. Oh my God. Acadia. We have Snyder, Alex Rodriguez, a Bo Bichette Blue, 28 out of 150 going to the Blue Jays. And the Jays are Natalie, part of the additional team with the Mariners. Got him on a steal by taking the Mariners as well. We got Brandon Marsh for the Phillies. Verlander, Grice, Brandon Crawford on the refractor. I have Yates and Killebrew. We have Sheen, Beltre on the refractor. Hoskins. I have Sandberg, Guerrero Sr. We're going to have a Miggy. It's going to be a 19 out of Miggy. Oh, Manny. Wrong M. Manny Ramirez for the Red Sox on the orange mini card. 19 out of 25. And that's going to the Red Sox and Brett. Let's see, we're going to put that to the side as well. I'm going to find the sleeves and I'll get them top loaded. If not, at the very least, I'll put them in a big top loader. We have Jerry West, Machado, Altuve, Nick Lodolo on the Allen Ginter mini card. Sean Murphy, Charlie Sheen, Jose Siri. Going to have Gleyber Torres, Darvish, Donovan and C.J. Cron. Yordan Alvarez. Mini card on the Jared Walsh. Santo, Anderson. Juan Moncada inside the park. Merrifield, Bregman. We're going to have Dubner. It's going to be Stephen Dubner, author. Apparently he co-wrote the popular 2005 book Freakonomics. Think like a freak and when to rob a bank. Let's say, all right then. 183 out of 199 going to Tony Rain and non-baseball cards. Never heard of the guy. Some nice colors so far. I'm going to have Puckett and Sale. I don't know if every box is going to have 5 parallels, but that was actually much better than I remember Allen and Ginter Chrome being. A personal opinion. Good luck on the box number 2. I think somebody said that in the case there's at least still a rip card or two. guaranteed. I thought Chrome didn't have rip cards, but maybe I'm wrong. I say the checklists are never like whole anymore on Beckett or Cardboard Connection. They never give enough detail. Do I have any big plans for the week? Oof. My big plans are to rip some Bowman. I'm not just trying to survive. My big plans are ripping some Bowman best. I'll say, dude, that checklist, I was so surprised that it was as good as it is. Actually got quite a few guys to sign, so that's always nice. And Verdugo, we have Ortiz for the Red Sox on the Fuchsia. 139 out of 199. Going to the Red Sox and Brett. Throw Big Poppy in the front. Got K-Line, Randy Johnson, Molina. Castillo. Inside the park, Clemens, Kelnick, Yepez, Cal Ripken, Cabrera, Beal. Gonna have Suzuki on the mini card. Have Mewis, Stott, Morgan, and Andrews on the refractor. Pap Rocky. I have Matt Manning, Grushka, Centellion, Luis Robert, Doby, Glavin, India. Have Dick Allen, not part of the creators of Allen Ginter. We get Ichiro, Franco, Baez. We have inside the park, Suzuki, Hernandez, Dubner, Irvin, Konerko, Otani. I have Royce Lewis on the mini card. De La Cruz and Kershaw. Have Ott. Nice hit for the Phillies here on the Bryson Stott. 69 out of 150. Little bit heavy on the left. Actually, maybe that's how they're designed. Disregard. Everybody else, all the other cards are like that, so maybe it's not heavy on the left. Maybe that's actually supposed to be. God, the centering on this is hard to judge. I'm going to actually have a green Schuster, which he's a curler. 22 out of 99 going to Tony Ray. Part of the curling team. Hank Aaron, Olson, Ellis. Have Davey Cutts, Ellis, Duplass, Walker Buehler. Going to have inside the park, Barrios, Robinson. Mel Ott going to the San Francisco Giants, 119 on 199. Obviously played in New York, but part of the Giants organization. That's going to Brian Thomas. Brian, I might have not actually tagged you by accident. I was trying to @ some people's names because you don't have me as a friend. You don't pop up if I type in the name Brian. I gotta like @ Brian Thomas, and sometimes it doesn't pull up. McCutcheon, Trout, so I apologize if I didn't tag you. We have Hamilton, We're going to have Baseball Lexicon, Green Light, Clemente, and Jimenez. And Mookie Betts. You haven't missed too much in the first box. Let's say no autographs or anything. We're going to Mackenzie Gore, Bogarts, and that was your first personal hit. We have Chapman, Clement, Andrews, Mauer, Brett. We have Adolis Garcia for the Rangers on the 55 out of 99. Baseball Lexicon, the Golden Sombrero, and Yogi Berra. So how do you guys feel about baseball banning the shift? And then even though they banned the shift, still letting the outfielders adjust and pretty much just play where the second baseman was? Are they going to have to put the outfielders in like their own like third of the field, like to keep them over where they're supposed to be? Where there's some guys where like you can't give up left field or they'll just put it out there in the air, but I mean the whole point was to not have to deal with that at all. So let me see. After Bowman's best release, I think the next releases aren't until the end of the month, I believe, for baseball at least. Austin. So I'll defend the straight pool guys, to be honest. So I would say back in like the 70s and 80s, easily guys would be expected to push the ball, but when you have guys throwing 100 miles an hour up and in, like, there's really no way for you to pull the baseball. I mean, to not pull the baseball. Like, the problem is that pitching has gotten so much better over time. Like, and I'm not talking about, like, there's always been aces. Like, no matter what, like, Bob Gibson would have crushed this era the same way he crushed his own era, right? I'm talking about the guys that are third, fourth, and fifth in the rotation are way better than what they were whenever the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and there's a lot more specialist pitchers and all this other stuff. But like everybody throws hard as hell. There's some teams with a rotation where everybody's throwing 95. You throw 95 up and in a guy, and he's like a straight pull hitter. He's not going to be able to push the ball. I mean, in general, you're not going to be able to push the ball well. And bunting, when people are throwing that hard, is such a risk of like breaking your hand and stuff. Like, I think they're trying to make it more offensive without completely changing the game, but got Seager, Jake Cronenworth on the Padres on the Fuchsia, 197 out of 199. I gotta get up to get some 55 points. 1 second. To grab the knife to open a whole brand new case. I thought I had a bunch of 55s sitting right behind me, and I did not. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go on an adventure all the way across the room. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't enough guys that make it work. I'm just saying that, I don't know, man. You want to watch dudes hit home runs? Or you want to watch dudes slap balls over to left field? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You want to watch guys hit the long ball, or you want to watch dudes play small ball? There's a lot of people that, baseball was a dying sport before guys like McGuire and stuff saved the sport with the steroid era. So, I mean, it's really what kind of baseball do you want to watch, and are you going to get other people to buy into it that are new fans? I don't think you're going to get guys that appreciate guys slapping the ball to opposite field. We got Seth Beer, just my personal opinion. I mean, I'll watch the game regardless. We have Otis, Bieber, Joey Votto, but I'm not the common fan. I mean, we have Inside the Park. I believe this is Redwood. We have Ellis, B. Real, Yates. Now Mike Schmidt, Martinez, Ozzie Albies, Robbie Ray, Strasburg, Burns, Walsh, and Randy Johnson. Got Spencer Torkelson, Julio Rodriguez, Toole, Hoskins. Gonna have Baseball Lexicon, Worm Burner. Pretty much just a ground ball that's hit hard. Robbie Ray, Lou Brock, LeMayu. Johnny Bench on the mini card. Johnny Bench on a full-size card. Goldschmidt, Inside the Park. Robinson, Syndergaard, Tucker, Darvish, Ripken Jr., Irvin, Scherzer. Taylor. Going to have Bryson Stott and Osborne. I think the pitch clock probably hurts, but I don't think that the shift hurts. We have a Rosarena, Fox, Syndergaard, Murray, Garcia, Mewis, Inside the Park. But then again, a lot of people bitch about saying they're not going to watch baseball anymore than they do. Just like the same people bitch about not watching the NFL, and then the NFL still has the highest ratings they've ever had. We have Chang, Duran, Sean Murphy, Seaver, Story, Mullins. We have McCullers for the Astros on the blue. 76 out of 150. For the Astros and Tony Ray. And I have Baseball Lexicon on the back door. Lindor, Ted Williams, and Ortiz. Nola, Reggie Jackson, Max Fried, Miranda. Gonna have 36 out of 50, Ron Santo for the Cubs, going to Matt Hogue. Balkovic, Lopez, Alex Bregman on the green. The Stros getting some cards here, 97 out of 99. Bregman. I mean, yeah, I don't know about that. That's a hard one. We have Justin Verlander, Clement, Acuna Jr., Walker Buehler for the Dodgers, 124 out of 199. I mean, they're just trying, okay, look. I like baseball, but baseball can be boring as hell. I was going to say from the general viewing of most people. Most people that are not into the actual nuances of baseball go to the game only to drink. They're not actually watching baseball. We get C.J. Abrams and DJ Muggs. And I know especially people that are like baseball purists, I know they don't give a shit about like the chick that goes to the game just to drink. Like they just know that's part of baseball. It is what it is. The problem is if kids are not interested by the sport, it won't grow. Like, baseball's right now a dying sport when it comes to fans and the growth of the game. So they're trying to figure out ways to make it better. Changing all the rules better? No, but I'd rather them at least try things and just keep the status quo and let the sport die out slowly. I think they're doing a little bit too much of just throwing honey on the wall and hoping you catch some flies. I think they could do a better job, but at least they're trying to do something. They could just not be doing anything at all and let their sport die. I know everyone hates the pitch clock. I don't mind the pitch clock for the idea behind it. I think it's poorly implemented. I think there should be, I think there should be, for the pitch clock, I think you should get a fine as a player. Like, I think that will incentivize the players to speed up their performance. I don't think that the team should be punished. Like, I don't think there should be an in-game infraction. I think every time you break the pitch clock or whatever else, you should be fined, and it should be based off of, like, what your salary is in that game. So, like, if Max Scherzer makes, I don't know, he makes, what, like, over $1 million a start or some shit like that. So, every time he doesn't hit, so every time he lets the pitch clock expire, he should get, like, for that game, he should get, like, a 1% fine or some shit like that. Then eventually guys don't want to get hit in their wallet. And then what MLB should do is maybe afterwards they should donate the money to Children's Hospital or something. Like, do something with the money and donate it to charity from the fines. Like, there's other ways to go. There's other ways to go about that, where you could speed up the game without it affecting the game itself. Now, the MLBPA is never going to agree to that because their players are going to get less money because dudes are going to break the time clock. Like, they're just going to, but it also gives them a choice. They can either break the time clock and get fined, or they can hurry the fuck up. I mean, I don't think they should be rushed. Like, maybe the time clock's too short, but I do think there should be something to speed up the game some. There are some pitchers that just take way too long. Some hitters take way too long, too. Like, every time Juan Soto bats, I absolutely hate it. And he's one of the best players in all of baseball, but he takes 4 fucking years to bat every time. We have Roberts, Torres. We're going to have Can of Corn, Yelich, Correa. We got Schwarber, Moncada, Moore, Cole, Nick Allen, Inside the Park. We have Royce Lewis, Lopez, DJ LeMahieu. 65 out of 199. And I don't know where they got the clock time from. I don't know if they took, like, the averages of all the players and took whatever the nearest second was and then was like, well, that's really 17, but 17's a weird number, so let's make it 15. I don't even know what the actual pitch clock count actually is because I don't watch spring training. But I haven't had I'll watch it if, like, the Pirates are playing and I have time, but it's always during the day, so I haven't had time to watch anything. We got O'Neal Cruz, Marte, and Carlton. I've just seen people bitch about it and watch, like, clips. C.J. Abrams. We have Hayes, Harper, Hanson, Trevor Story, O'Neill, Nair, Mancini, Elliot Ramos, Bobo, Chipper Jones, Ken Griffey Jr., Inside the Park, McGuire, Campanella, Bradley Beal, 137 out of 199. It's 20. I thought it's 20 or 25, but what I'm trying to say is they could have been like, well, the average batter bats in 22 seconds. Let's round it down to 20 to try to speed it up. 137 out of 199, and I'm sure that's how they came up with the number. Like, it's still in trial and error. We have Hassel, Contreras, Yount, Murray, Plies, Glover, Banks, Clemente, Chang, and Robinson. Have Alec Thomas. Nice Cardinals hit here on the Donovan. Brendan Donovan, 1 out of 25. No, Beal goes to the non-baseball players. That's why I labeled it that way. He's not a national. That's also why I don't use cities, because then there's no debate. I was going to say, we have Brendan Donovan for the Cardinals. Nice hit on the rookie. A little bit older rookie, but nonetheless. We'll just put Ortiz to the side. We have Benintendi, Mariano Rivera, Raleigh Plies, Inside the Park, Guerrero Jr., Snell, Haas, Winfield, Woodruff, and Lodolo. We have Reggie Jackson, Winder, Matsui, Welker, Munson. Baseball Lexicon, Seth Beer, Derek Jeter as a 12-year-old. We have Josh Winder, 21 out of 150 to the Twins. Freddie Freeman, Castellanos, Hernandez, Brandon Crawford on the gold mini card, 14 out of 50. That's some really good numbered mini cards. Vierling and Yuri Gurriel, who's actually having trouble getting signed by anybody. I think they were talking about today that somebody might sign him to a minor league deal, which is crazy to go from World Series champ first baseman to minor league deal, but I know he did not have the best year last year. Still thought it was surprising that he was not some interest from somebody. I think this is box number 5, so we're pretty close on closing some of the other breaks, too. I think Tom took quite a few teams in the other breaks. I got to look at it. The Bowman's Best pre-fill. If you didn't see it in your watching, go check it out. I'll update that after this break. Got Alonzo, Tony Gwynn, Inside the Park, C.J. Abrams, Jose Siri, Sendog, Wagner, Landsteiner, Yastrzemski. Nice Shohei Ohtani for the Angels on the 136 out of 150. Going to Tom Juliana. And the Shohei. Nick Allen, Donovan, Flaherty, Sheen, Stephen Kwan, Rendon, Bichette, and Devers. Jeremy Pena, North, McCullers. Ryan Mountcastle on the gold. It's going to be a 50 out of 50 going to the Orioles, and Matt Lanier. Darvish, Snyder, Rodriguez, Wander Franco on the refractor. Inside the Park, Verlander, Grease. We have Tom Glavine, 172 out of 199, going to the Braves. Joseph Bryson. Randy Johnson, Kilbrew, Altuve. Have Munson, Murphy, Sheen, Cron, Tatis Jr. on the refractor. Baseball Lexicon, Webb, Gem. Santo. Have Snell, House, Reynolds, Woodruff, Lodolo, Soto on the refractor. Inside the Park. Winder, Welker. Have Hamilton, Seth Beer, Matsui, Henderson, Jeter, Alec Thomas, Castellanos, Judge, India. Austin Riley, Devers, Bobby Witt, Jose Altuve out of 50. 47 out of 50 going to the Stros. The Astros having a good time here for Tony Ray. Shoestring catch. Castellanos, Marquez, Ivan Rodriguez, Schmidt, Bryant, Anderson, Alvarez, Mewis, and Merrifield. Another box here. Put us at box number 6. Put us halfway through after this one. What about number 8? Oh, you talking about Lamar? So I'm not a Ravens fan, but if the Ravens do not sign, like the fact they didn't re-sign Lamar Jackson is absolutely stupid. And that's coming from a Steelers fan. Like obviously, I think long term it benefits the Steelers that they sign him because eventually he becomes like overpriced, like an Aaron Rodgers, and your team's not going to be great. But like the Ravens have the cap space. They have pretty good young players on defense, and I mean, he is the whole offense. Like, I'm the biggest critic of his throwing ability, but he moves the football. If the Ravens would have played defense at the beginning of the year like they did last year, the Ravens, if Lamar stayed healthy, probably finished 13-4 or 14-3. Well, they could have easily been the best. I'm assuming that's the number 8 you're talking about, Steve. I'll say they could have easily been the best team in football if Lamar stays healthy and the defense played well in the beginning of the year. Like, at least in the regular season. And that's coming from someone that's a diehard Steelers fan and doesn't. I mean, I don't really mind the Ravens that much. I don't like the fan base. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Can't win them all. We have Sheen, Guerrero. And if you think that Lamar ain't signing for at least 45 mil somewhere after Danny motherfucking Jones got 40 mil, I mean, let's be honest. Like, that's the market. He's going to get... Someone's going to pay him. We have Inside the Park, Sandberg, Bregman, Bieber, and you better hope it's not someone like the Patriots. 21 out of 25 where you're getting a end-of-the-round pick for the 2 years. Like, you want someone that stinks to sign him and hope that they stink. Because you get 2 first-round picks and their 32nd pick is... Do you think Lamar's worth 2 back-end of first-round picks? I think he's worth more than that. We have Bieber, 21 out of 25, going to the Guardians. So, I mean, that's really... I mean, that's... I don't know. That's my thought process behind it is if a good team signs him, and like someone like the Patriots, they're maybe a quarterback away from being the best team in the AFC East again. We have Yogi Berra, Smith, Guerrero, Rosenhaus, Palacios, Machado, Chisholm Jr., Dubner, De La Cruz, Brownwell, McCovey, Vierling going to the Phillies, 4 out of 150. And that's going to Mitch Schwegman in the Phillies. I mean, that's really like my only, I guess, concern for them. We got Ashby, Marte, Larkin, Urias. Inside the park, I feel bad for Mark Andrews if Lamar Jackson doesn't play. Stroman, Votto, Posey, Andrews, Murphy, Taylor. Have MJ Melendez, Helton, Bellinger, Sawinski, Chisholm Jr., Ellis, Perez, Soto. We're going to have Julio Rodriguez. We'll put him over the side with the hits. Nola and Chris Sale. I have Castillo, Blackman, Beltre, Roger Maris, Crone, Pena. Winder, Tony Gwynn, Santellian. Inside the park, Adames, Walker, Ken Griffey Jr., Haas, Ellis, Gwynn, Hanson, and Dawson. Baseball Lexicon, Meadows, Crawford. We're going to have Jameson, Blake Jameson, who's an artist, 13 out of 99, going to Tony Ray. I mean, what do you think about it, Steve? I mean, I'm assuming you're a Ravens fan. So I'm always curious to hear what the Ravens say about it. I know some guys said if Lamar leaves, they're leaving with the team. I'm like, oh, all right. I'll say we have Plies, Tatis Jr., Stanton. We got Manny Ramirez on the 142 out of 199 of the Red Sox. And Brett. Got Lowe on the 86 out of 99 to the Rays. Wainwright, Osborne. I was going to say Baseball Lexicon West and Sammy Sosa. So it puts us halfway through. Okay, so I was born and raised in Pittsburgh and was in the Air Force. I mean, my wife's family's Jets fans. I really think honestly, I think the Jets did Zach Wilson so dirty. That's just my personal opinion. It's almost like how the Bears did Trubisky. Like, the kid's winning football games. Let him grow and develop. Like, how about you support him and protect him some from the media and whatever else? Instead, they just let him do whatever the hell he wanted and then gets all butthurt whenever he says something stupid. Doesn't even make sense to me. Then there's been a lot of talk with TikTok banning sports card breaks on their platform, that Facebook and Instagram is going to follow the same suit. I don't think they do, personally. But, I mean, I'm already in the process of developing a website. If it comes to that, I will just run everything through the website and just break on YouTube. If it ever came to that, or if Fanatics ever develops whatever breaker platform they're going to do, if the fees aren't too high, I might break on there some. I'm not a whole up for the horse and pony show of like Whatnot and Loop. Might go to Loop at some point in time, just as a dependency for stuff like soccer and basketball, just because our group doesn't. Maybe if it gets bigger, it'll want to break more of those type of products, but definitely a baseball group. I mean, that's by design. That's not a complaint. We have Lowe, Gill, have Otis, Marsh, Arenado, Sawinski. Inside the park, Puckett, Schuster, Sandberg, Westman, Duran, Ryu, Matt Manning for the Tigers on the 34 out of 50. On the gold, going to Joe Neckel. One of the young and up-and-coming, man. The Tigers have, that sleeve has like a notch or something on this side. Card wouldn't slide down into it. All right, that's much better. That's not a little sleeve, though. What am I doing? Go and grab a big boy sleeve out of the... There we go. Let's see. Ice Matt Manning. One of the many pitching arms the Tigers have drafted and kind of developed. It's surprising to me how many guys they've kind of developed that have become, could be very good starters. Got Friedel, Gray, Yogi Berra, West, Edgar Martinez, and Shane Bays. We're going to have an 81 out of 99 Nolan Arenado on the mini cart. Have Rodriguez, Martinez, Torkelson, De La Cruz, Wanstead, Barons, Ramos, Brujan. Inside the park, Carew, Jones, Olsen, Bichette, C.J. Abrams, Green, Greenberg, Ramirez, Robinson, and Buxton. Riggle, Stephen Kwan. Baseball Lexicon, we got Green, Matejevich, Cronenworth, Stroman, Reynolds, Ryan. Gonna have Joe Morgan for the Reds on the 74 out of 199. It's going to Kyle Wellman. Inside the park, Oliva, Rizzo, Gehrig, DJ Muggs, Babe Ruth, Melendez, Stanton, Joe Ryan, Feller, and Rivera. Todd Helton for the Rockies. Have Austin Riley, Kane, Maddox, Strasburg, Haniger, Mays, Scott, Baseball Lexicon, Pena, and Jameson. That was probably one of the weaker boxes we've opened so far. Did have that Matt Manning, though. Pretty good young pitcher. Into box number 8. Full-size auto is 1 in 481 packs. Full-size autograph parallel gold's 1 in 630. Orange is 1 in 1257. Red is in 1 in... I don't know if you guys can see the odds. I don't think I can get it close enough. I'd have to put on the auto zoom. The Superfractor is 1 in 30,000 packs. There is a Mountcastle out of 50 mini card. Yeah, so like if you have one of the teams with an auto, that's why the teams with the autographs are a little more expensive. If you look at the autographs that are actually like out in the market, like they do well price-wise. But yeah, base autograph is, we should essentially get 1 or 2. In a case, you should get 1 autograph about, I would assume. You have, what is it? 18 packs times 12. And it's 484. No, maybe not. Yeah, the autographs are definitely rare. That's why I didn't advertise any autographs. But it's just all parallel hits, normally like anywhere from 2 to 4 per box. But even the parallel, non-autograph stuff does well because there's people that, like, Allen and Ginter's a set builders collection, like for collecting, right? So guys build in the chrome, they build like the rainbows and stuff. So they actually do pretty well from what I've seen in the eBay marketplace. I have Horowitz. I have Joe Mauer on the 24 out of 99. Mookie Betts, Beltray, Mountcastle, O'Neill Cruz, Kaline Urias, Schwarber, Osborne, Mackenzie Gore. Got Dawson, Tomei, Ramirez. Inside the park, DeGrom. Benintendi for the Astros is going to be Trey Mancini, 43 out of 199. We got Moncada and Eddie Matthews. Got Hart, Rivera. Bro, I was going to say Bobby Witt Jr. in the Royals. Tom Giuliano on the autograph. Nice hit there. And they stayed open for a while. Nice Bobby Witt on card. We have Allen, Stargell, Pena. Gonna have inside the park, Munson, Lowe, George Brett on the 43 out of 199. Yeah, actually, I might. Me and Matt Hogue were talking before the break about how he was going to grab the Royals, but when he looked at the Bobby Witt auto prices, that's a Julio Rodriguez mini card. Muncy, Pujols, Torres, inside the park, Palacios, and that Tom beat him to it by the time he could see the prices. Altuve, Gray, inside the park, Rivera, Donaldson, Matthews, Winder, and Ashby. And yeah, I mean, Tom took advantage there. We got Springer, Winfield. It's going to be Baseball Lexicon for Donut. Or High Cheese. That's cheese, not donuts. My bad. Bill Mazeroski, DeGrom. Royce Lewis in his eighth rookie year. We have Cronenworth, Thomas. Roger Clemens on the blue on the 23 out of 150 for the Yankees. Going to Steve. Have Burns. We have Manny Ramirez. Arias. Into the park. Robert, Baez, Sheets, Larkin, Vierling. Davey Cuts, Michelle Wee, Freeman. Gonna have Hunter Green, Hamilton, Nolan Ryan, Martinez, Dick Allen, and DJ LeMahieu. The year that he busted his ankles. I was gonna say rookie eligible for 5 straight seasons. Most injury-prone top prospect in an organization ever. Like I don't think he's ever was a number 1 guy, but I don't know. We can look at the Witt autos right this minute. I'll look it up right now. Let's see. (2022) Topps, Allen, and Ginter Chrome. Bobby Witt Jr. auto. Someone's calling it a case hit. The autographs are not case hits. They're not 1 per auto. I watched a whole case open in a hobby shop, and they're not case hit. Let's see. Looks like none have sold, but the lowest one on the market is $500. So I don't know if that's actually the price it'll sell at, but that's the lowest one you can buy is $500. So I'm assuming somebody would take like $350 or $400. And I mean that's the base. So I mean, Austin, I agree with you, but the problem is he was a #1 prospect 4 years ago and kept getting hurt. And he's come up, like he's coming up in the league more than one season, if I'm not mistaken. I don't feel like pulling out my phone and looking it back up, but Tom comes in late. Doesn't even know the gold he's hit. Must have heard his ears ringing. That's what my grandmother used to say. Like, I don't know what they got in the water in Minnesota, but it's like their best players can't stay healthy. Like their best prospects, I should say. I do hope Austin Martin does well. I got a couple of his first autographs I got to sell, so I hope Austin Martin comes up and just in fuego. We have Baez and then Baez. It's going to be a 78 out of 199. I have Gabriel Arias, Wagner, Semien, Rodriguez. I have In the Park, Carew, Greenberg, Bruhan, Grushka, Buxton, Scott. Yeah, Pete Alonso, Pena, Jameson, Molina, and Spencer Torkelson. We're going to have a Larry Doby on the 66 out of 99 for the Guardians on the green mini card. Clemens, Kelnick, Yepez, inside their baseball lexicon, ducks on a pond. I was going to say. I have Bradley Beal, Maris, Olson, Stott, Morgan, India, Matt Manning, Brett. We're going to have Matthews, Mewis, Ichiro, Hernandez, Altuve, and Yogi Berra. Going to have Jeremy Pena. Mini card. We have Ott, Turner, Trout, Mauer, Olson. Have Acuna on the orange to Joseph Bryce on the mini card. 15 out of 25. Going to the Braves. We have Ellis, Aaron Verdugo, Moncada for the White Sox. And that's going to be a 27 out of 50. Going to the White Sox and Robbie Coleman. I have Chapman, Johnson, Franco, Chris Sale for the Red Sox on the 65 out of 150. I have Duplass, Suzuki, and Glavin. You have LeMahieu, De La Cruz, Konerko, Otani, Bruhan, Inside the Park, Kershaw, Grushka, Dubner. Have Robinson, Doby, Chapman, Drew Rosenhaus, 79 out of 99. Super agent. Especially in the realm of football. Lamar should sign him as his agent. He'll get $50 million a year guaranteed. Yeah. Mini card and Andrews. I still can't believe they're not signing Lamar. That's so wild to me. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Keep on rolling. I gotta hit up the guy that makes dugout mugs. Gotta order a bunch of those before opening day. Oh, that and Kurt's Card Care. I'm gonna be carrying that as well for anybody that doesn't know about it. Should look into it. I was gonna say, if you're in the group and you come by local, I'll give it to you less than what it is retail on his website. If you're in the group and you DM me, we can also work something else out. One of the agreements that you buy bulk from is that you won't sell online and advertise it, essentially. So, we have Duran, Teoscar Hernandez for the Blue Jays on the 182 out of 199. Going to the Jays and Natalie. Got Wander Franco on the mini card. Story, Ted Williams, Bichette. Got Kelnick, Reggie Jackson, Mullins. We got Tool. That's going to be Kendall Tool, fitness influencer. I have no clue what the hell she's influencing. But 125 out of 150. Or why she gets to be on a baseball card. Inside the Park, Lindor, Fried, Beal. Westman, Balkovic, Lowe, and Ryan. I have Chris Hansen on the 6 out of 50. Better watch out before he catches the Predator. Going to Tony Ray. We got Brandon Marsh, Gill. We got Roger Clemens for the Yankees and Steve on the 84 out of 99. Joe Morgan, Duran, Schuster, Bellinger inside the Park, Edgar Martinez, Gray, George Brett, Haniger, Friedel, Maddox, Ryu, Lexicon Cycle. We're going to have Mays, Riggle, McCullers, Urias, and Hunter Green. Lou Gehrig, Perez, Dawson, Martinez, Ramos, Torkelson. After Torkelson is going to be Otani, card Barons, Matejevich, and then we're going to have Lodolo, Brian Reynolds, Oliva, Arenado, Miranda, Tatis Jr., Puckett, Rizzo, Ichiro for the Mariners, 27 out of 50. Going to Natalie. The old Ichiro, they can get a young card. This is when he's a grizzled vet. We're going to have Glavine, O'Reilly, Quan Garrick. We're going to have Inside the Park, Babe Ruth, Melendez, Ryan, Hernandez, Feller, Rivera. We're going to have Baseball Lexicon, Rodriguez, and Lorenzo Cain for the Brewers. And that is going to be box number 10. Box number 11 here. Into, like I said, box number 11, all the way up in the double digits here. Good luck to everybody. If you haven't hit anything, hopefully you get some in these last two boxes. Duplass, Bueller, Ortiz, Barrios, Robinson, Cron. We're going to have Inside the Park, McCutchen, Trout, Jarren Duran for the Red Sox on the 80 out of 99. According to Series 1, he's a future star. Nice hit going to Brett. I mean, really, if he gets his head out of his ass a little bit, he's actually going to be really good. We have Osborne, Clement, Jimenez. I have Jared Duran on the mini card. Plies, Bogarts, Mancini, Molina. That's Seaver, Bobo, and Campanella. Baseball Lexicon on deck. Mackenzie Gore, Contreras. Yount, Walker, Lindor. Glover, Banks, and yo, I think you almost have the Roger Clemens rainbow, Steve. 5 out of 5 on the Clemens. Say, what a case so far. But I think that's the third one out of the Clemens rainbow. I mean, minus the refractor, I mean, I don't know what the orange is going to cost you, but if you're a Roger Clemens fan, you might want to go for the rainbow. We're going to have In the Park, Robinson, Roberts, Torres, Westman, Yelich, Correa, Anderson. We have Shane, Bays, and Moncada. Lopez, Chipper Jones for the Braves on the 38 out of 199. Max Fried for the Braves out of 27 out of 99. Cruz, Marte, Yepez. Have Edgar Martinez, Hayes, Hernandez. Vierling, O'Neill, Thomas, Carlton, Haniger. Goriel, Harper, Meadows, Baez, Goriel Jr., Raleigh, and Aaron Ashby on the 147 out of 150. Look at old Larry. I was like, who are they talking about? Then I realized Chipper. Baseball Lexicon, Chin Music. Rivera, Cole, Manny Ramirez, Royce Lewis, Moore, Nair, Jones, Cronenworth, and McGuire. Into the last box. Sorry, I wasn't really trying to block the camera. I was just trying to... The box was in space where I can put cards. I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons I keep the overhead camera. Is nobody's like, what the fuck is he doing? Just... Man, I really do think Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds and these guys need to get in the Hall of Fame. Like, you can't even write base. Like, you can't even talk about the 90s and 2000s without those guys being mentioned. Like, that's how integral they are to baseball. Like, just the 101 needs to be in the box, Brett. Is that what you're saying? Steve said me too. I also concur. I vote for the case. I mean, that'd be pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. That'd be kind of crazy. Be Real, Donaldson, Walker, Martinez, Albies, Marte, and you have Inside the Park, Robinson, Acuna Jr., you have Semien on the mini card, Ripken Jr., Burns, Toole, Yates, C.J. Abrams, Julio Rodriguez, Walsh, Flaherty. Going to have Greenberg, Ray. Going to have Lowe. We have the, what's this? Chromex Buxton? I thought at first this was was going to be a goofy 101 going to Austin Fishbach. Have Ramos, Munson, Pujols, Siri, Bays, Otis, Torres, Ernie Banks, a.k.a. Mr. Cub on the 173 and a 199 going to Matt Hogue. Inside the Park, Palacios, Horowitz, Turner, Strasburg, Ashby, Seager, Ryu. I have Ramos and Beltre. Brock, Lopez, Scott, Syndergaard, Goldschmidt, Kwan. Inside the Park, Osborne, Tucker, Fox. Meadows, Irvin, Scherzer. We have Cedric Mullins for the O's. 79 out of 99 going to Matt. Verdugo, Murray, Arozarena, and Murphy. And a baseball lexicon. Ernie Clement, Garcia, Gwynn, Seaver, Chang, Hoskins, Barons. On the 69 out of 150. On the non-baseball, I'm going to have Mullins on the 52 out of 99 mini card. Johnny Bench, Bieber, baseball lexicon mini card. DJ Muggs and Ellis to wrap us up. So no case rainbow Clemens. Would have been dope to pull. It'd be crazy to pull any 1-of-1 and out of 5 of the same player in a break. Even if it was like a 5-case break, like that would still be absolute. Like the odds of that are like fucking insane. So let's get into the mini card review first of the hits. We're gonna have Mullins out of 99, Fried out of 99, Hansen out of 50, Acuna out of 25, Doby out of 99. Also the cussing bothers you at all, I apologize. Mauer, Arenado, Lowe. I try really hard not to cuss, but sometimes I just let it fly. We have Julio Rodriguez, Mountcastle out of 50, Crawford out of 50, Santo out of 50. And I'll get all these sleeved, and I'm going to have to order more top loaders. We got Schuster out of 99, Ramirez out of 25, and Aaron out of 99. I'll see if I can get some at a different shop because I don't have enough time. I don't have enough sleeves. I don't have enough top loaders for those, so I'll have to get a little bit more top loaders. I apologize for that. The sleeves are just not with me. I want to pull out the Clemens in this. I'll just pull them out at the end. All right, we have Manny Ramirez on the fuchsia, Jameson on the green, Vierling on the blue, LeMahieu on the fuchsia, Altuve on the gold, Glavine on the fuchsia, Garcia on the green, Winder on the blue, Ortiz on the fuchsia, Beal on the fuchsia, and Walker Buehler on the fuchsia. McCullers on the blue, Cronenworth on the fuchsia, Barons on the blue, Mullins on the green, Banks, Mr. Cub on the fuchsia. Then we have the Chromex, Buxton, Ashby on the blue, Jones on the. I think this card's actually the case hit. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case hit card. 'Cause I've only ever seen one in each case, so I think that's the case hit. We have Jones on the fuchsia, Ashby on the blue, Bichette on the blue, Duran on the green, Ichiro on the gold. We have Clemens on the green, Toole on the blue, Hernandez on the fuchsia, Rosenhaus on the green, Sale on the blue, Moncada on the gold, Baez on the teal, Clemens on the blue, Brett on the fuchsia, Ott on the fuchsia, Mancini on the fuchsia, Morgan on the fuchsia, and Buxton on the green. I think you only really need 2 more for the Clemens rainbow. I think you need the fuchsia. Well, you need 3 more. The fuchsia, the orange, and a 1-of-1. But we have the Clemens red 5 out of 5 with the green and the blue. So 3 parts of the rainbow. I was going to say, well, I mean, some guys have kids and stuff, and if their kids watch, I apologize. We have Stott on the Phillies for the blue, Donovan on the Cardinals out of 25. I mean, I have kids too, and my wife always yells at me for cussing. We have Dubner on the fuchsia and Bregman on the green, like around my son, because he's like repeating everything now. We have Manning out of 50. I think that's probably why, like, I used to never cuss on stream, and now I've done a little bit more because I don't have any cussing outlet at home. We have Ohtani for the Angels out of 150 and Bieber out of 25. I was going to say, by far the biggest hit of the break, if Tom's still in here, Bobby Witt Jr. on the base. The Allen and Ginter sports card autograph, dope hit. It even says on the back, bearing the signature of Bobby Witt Jr. This is a sick design card. It looks well centered compared to what the other cards are looking like centering-wise. Nice hit for Tom. I appreciate everybody getting in the break. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. It's one of the more enjoyable breaks we've done in a while when it comes to talking and stuff, so I appreciate I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out and whatever else, especially when it's later at night. You guys have a good night and be safe. Hopefully we run some Bowman's Best. The Triple Threads is almost filled. The Bowman Inception case. We could have a big, big day tomorrow breaking. I hope that's the case. I will get started early at, like, if we get a lot of stuff that we got to break, I'll get started like 7:30. Like, as soon as Joseph goes to bed, I will be live and just run it the whole night. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe.